G'day, passive YouTube of this channel viewers. How you doing? If you watch a video, can you hit the like button? Got any comments? Got anything to say? Got anything to share? I mean, some videos, there's tons of those. Other videos, it's like, they are the loneliest suckers in the world. The trajectory of the relationship with an untreated person with BPD. Well, people don't know in the beginning, do they? But if you know, or you suspect, because you don't always know for sure, but you see enough patterns and hopefully get accurate information and hopefully aren't listening to all kinds of ridiculous sources out there, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Once you know sort of what's going on, the fact that you're in an abusive relationship, that part, never mind what it's called or how it's pathologized or what it really means, etc., etc. It's the what, not the why. Like I said in a recent video, which, some people are watching and like nobody's, like, hey, did you, never mind. It's frustrating is all it is. It doesn't matter other than that, like, hey. So anyway, the trajectory of the BPD relationship starts off as an unconscious setup between the untreated person with BPD, and the codependent. Let's not forget that overlap between codependency and, quote, BPD, unquote. Let's not forget that, okay? And BPD isn't NPD, and NPD isn't psychopathy, And you know what? Measles just isn't the flu. And I guess when having used that for a second, I'll just say also that trying to compare, quote, BPD, unquote, whatever it is, it's a trauma response, but it's serious. And it affects mental health, yes, but it's not in the hardwiring, it's not in the brain. It can be healed and recovered from fully. So the trajectory of the relationship starts with the unconscious setup. So the person with codependency, the non-borderline, doesn't know what's going to happen, thinks the person is who they are when you first meet them, that whole idealization phase. The person with BPD is doing the best they can. Guess what? You both fail. Let me just put it that way. Because, it's a little bit difficult, and yeah, I'm running out of steam in terms of, I hope I'm not pandering, but I'm running out of steam to just the narrative of all you people who've been hurt by people with BPD, because, yeah, of course, and I'm out here to work with you if you want to get into that healing recovery journey. I'm not trying to negate that, but it's not as one-sided as all the non-borderlines make it sound. You're not, in the beginning maybe, but there's no innocent victims in this. But what there is on both sides of the fence is victims strewn all over the place in all various kinds of suffering and agony. So the trajectory of a relationship with somebody with the untreated childhood trauma that is BPD, and the untreated trauma that is codependency, the trajectory is relational impossibility. So what's everybody fighting for? What's everybody fighting over? Why does it take 10,000 videos to just get that point? And I don't say that, I don't mean to be condescending or judgmental. These are just going to be little shorts for you to think about, for you to like, for you to not like and watch, for you to not watch, for you to hate, whatever floats your boat. Because on this channel right now, I would say, yeah, I've been doing this for a lot of years, these videos. They got to change, they got to shift. If the viewers aren't going to change or shift with me, or be interested in a more wider presentation of what's going on with the trajectory of a relationship with somebody with BPD, which is 50% the responsibility of the codependent. And maybe not in the beginning, but at a certain point in time, let's get over all this collective, ooh, they're the professional victims. No, they're the professional victims. No, you're all victims until you choose to be a survivor. And how do you do that? You get out of abusive relationships. And many of you have learned in childhood, all of you that are in these relationships, with people with BPD, with the adverse childhood experience, the trauma that is what BPD is, for crying out loud. And I'm going to do a video maybe someday up here, and I'm going to lay it out all academically for you, okay? So anyway, in the meantime, I kind of know what I'm talking about, but, that's irrelevant in a post-fact, post-truth YouTube consumer society. I realize that. Anyhow, the trajectory of the BPD relationship isn't 100% the untreated, traumatized person with, quote, BPD, end quote's fault. It's not all their responsibility either. In the beginning, stuff happens and they don't do it consciously and you don't know what's going on and you get really hurt and traumatized. At the end of the day, the trajectory of the BPD relationship is everybody's a victim, any relationship type, and it's not always entirely the person with BPD's fault. So think about that for a change. Why? Start thinking about you. What are you contributing? What are you not contributing? Why do you believe that abuse is love? Why are you clawing your way consistently, constantly to know why? To try to be an expert in BPD, which is like not necessary. You want to do that, but not necessary. It's just your way of avoiding yourself. So when are you going to count? When are you going to count enough? And by the way, with the not many likes to each video I do, it doesn't matter if there's thumbs down or not, to the lacking, like going away interactivity here. How passive are you? And what's that about?